Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Xeno, the personification for Cry for Help, and we are back with, again, more Image 1697. Listen, I know I said I was going to play this alongside Dawn Course for the upcoming weeks, but the story was too juicy. It got too intense. I had to finish it. Oh my god. You guys don't know this, but in real time, those last 3 parts, I recorded all those in one day. That's how invested I was. It's insane. And it's only gonna get better. And also, let me say this. This is not even gonna be an offense to Rhettoe, because the way this is written, I really enjoy. But I get fanfic writers now. Because the fact that we know that we can snap people out of their hysteria with Walter and everything, there could have slightly been a chance that Ransom could have gone back to normal. Or maybe not, but either way, the implications are there, and that honestly kind of depresses me because he's dead now. Sure, we get to hang out with this ghost, but oh my god. It sucks though, it feels like it was all for nothing. Well, maybe not all for nothing. We still need to find the witch and expose David once and for all. Oh, and also Walter is now on board with us. Oh, good. I'm waiting for an apology for him though for being a little bitch, but okay. I have no idea how long I have left, but I feel like we're at the climax of it. Like we're about to finish this, so let's end this, shall we? So the last we left off on, we desecrated Ransom's corpse and found his SD card in his stomach. Then we got attacked by Walter, who was under the hysteria caused by the image that David sent to him. We were saved by Patrick though, much to the dismay of Walter's eye. We went back to our apartment complex, copy the SD card files onto our respective laptops so we can have more copies, and then we all looked one by one at the missing photos that Ransom took on that fateful night. And we finally saw the real Image 1697. It was indeed an image of the real GREYLOCK witch. Knowing that she exists, we all set out to go to the Forest of Perpetual Mist to find the cave, and hopefully find the witch, reveal her, reveal the town's secrets, and expose David once and for all. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? Patrick pulls out the complex's parking lot, and soon we're heading east. Back to that forest. I'm in the passenger seat, looking out the window. Walter's in the back, unknowingly accompanied by Ransom's spirit. I'm not sure how Ransom is able to stay in the moving car without phasing through it, but I don't know anything about how physics works for spirits, so I'm just not going to question it. It doesn't take me long to get lost in my thoughts, watching as the dark houses pass us by. There's something strange about seeing the houses with little to no lights on. It may be 11 p.m., but I feel like at least a few people would still be up. That feeling becomes especially uncanny when I consider the events of this night combined with what Patrick and Walter have told me. Holy shit! I come back to reality when Patrick speaks up. He's looking out his window, so I follow his gaze. Though I can't get a great look at it, I see a glow coming from outside. It's too bright to be coming from a house or a street lamp. And when Patrick gets closer, I feel heat seeping into the car. Oh, is there a fire? Jesus, a fire? Is that the library? David's burning the history of GREYLOCK. Oh my god. The realization hits me like a weight when I look at the burning library. All those books. All those records. It's all gone. Holy shit, this is dire. Well, I guess I'm out of a job. You'll find a new one. Sorry, but wow. I can take a guess who did this. Hey Pat, let's avoid the sun if we can, okay? The lion looks away from the inferno. He gives me an expression of understanding. Okay. And then he keeps driving. He goes a bit farther north before turning east, so we end up going around downtown. So, remind me of the plan? Okay, so we're going to stop at the Mormon church. That's where Ransom entered the forest. I look at Ransom through the rearview mirror. He gives me a nod to go on. We'll go back to that tower and hope it's clear enough to see from the top. Then, using the view from the tower, we find the ballroom ruins. And then, we find the shield of Scorpio and walk in that direction. That should take us to the caves where the witch is. Okay. Now we need to be careful. We need to stick together, because we don't know what could be lurking in the forest this late. I argue that the caves are far more dangerous than the forest. You need to know where to go. Honestly, I'm more concerned about the caves. They look like a maze. Just remember, as above, so below. Oh boy, I'm really claustrophobic. Let's maybe find that witch as quickly as possible. What if we get lost down there? We'll figure it out. Oh, fuck, what? No. No, I'm gonna read that again. We'll figure it out. We'll be fine as long as we stick to... Oh, shit. We all go dead quiet as we hear and feel something thump against the car roof. The car suddenly feels heavier, and Patrick has to push the gas down harder in order to maintain our speed. Oh no. What the fuck was that? Shit. Patrick looks in the rearview mirror and I follow his gaze. There's a large bump on the roof over the back seat. Walter is ducking his head and looking up at it. There's something on the roof. Patrick takes a turn, and he tries to turn sharply so as to knock the thing off. But when he turns, the car still feels heavy. Walter, Ransom, and I look around out the windows, trying to get a good view of whatever's on the roof. But I can only see the dark houses. Oh, no. What's on the roof? Oh, Jesus Christ. I feel myself launched back against the seat as the window is shattered in an instant. I try to cover my face as glass flies towards it, but some of it manages to cut my face. Ah! Ryan! And then I see someone sticking their face through the window? There's a wild look in their eyes, and their roar booms in my ears. Dad? Holy shit! Patrick stomps on the gas and takes a sharp turn left. I see the feral bear tumbling off the roof, but he sits his front paws inside to stay on. He roars again, and I see his blades for claws fly towards me. I try to retreat into the car as much as possible, and it's just barely enough for the claws to graze my clothes. Ryan! Dad, stop! Stop this! We all scream as Patrick speeds down the road. Buildings zoom past us as the bear continues to swipe at me. I try to kick the bear's snout, but it just barely manages to avoid his powerful chopping jaws. This man is a veteran. He was trained to kill. But the thought of him being unable to control that strength is what truly terrifies me. For a moment, I actually feel like I'm going to die. Did we crash? God damn it. Shit. The world freezes. My vision becomes blurry. A ringing stings my ears. I hear something echoing, but it's hard to make out. It doesn't take long before shapes start to form and I can make out details. A large spiderweb branches out right in front of me. And then I start to hear voices. Ryan! Ryan! Ryan, please, wake up! The voices are distant at first. But as I drift back into consciousness, I realize the sources of the voices are right next to me. Shit. Something shakes my shoulder. I turn my head gently and I see a lion leaning over me. Ryan, are you okay? I try to give him a response, but then I feel something in my throat and I unleash a coughing fit. Ah! 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 I glance behind me and I see an orange cat holding his leg. It's when I see the bone sticking out of his knee that I realize why he's screaming. Oh shit, Walter! What happened? Something hit us. We crashed. Where's that bear? Oh yeah, we were just attacked by a wild bear. And where is he now? Ransom's dad. Where's Ransom? I look around and I don't see the ghost bear either. Sensation comes back to me. My whole body is aching. But I force myself to open the dented door and get up. Are you okay, Ryan? I'm fine. I stumble out of the car. God damn, we really did crash. The car is halfway through the building, leaving the glass front window shattered. This building seems to be a bar? I can't see anyone inside immediately. I'm hoping no one was at the front when we crashed. Patrick stumbles out as well. At this point, Walter's screams have receded to crying and pain moans. Hey, Walter! It's going to be okay, alright? We'll get you help. I don't know if... You'll be okay. I promise. The lion tries to console him as he pulls out his phone, somehow undamaged, and dials a number. Hey, there's been a car crash at, Hanson's bar. There's a cat with a broken leg here. He's just speaking calmly when there's a dire situation. Okay, thank you. Come quickly. I wander out to the street, looking for Ransom. The car that crashed into us looks fine, other than the hood bitten inwards. Hello? I'm doing good, how about you? Yeah, I still work at Starbucks. Believe so, yes. Yeah, we do have a limited supply though. It's only first come, first serve. Okay, yeah, no problem. I was wondering why. I was like, my car's not in the shop. No problem. You too. Bye-bye. What the fuck? Standing outside the car is a Martian woman, screaming at something on the ground. Ah! Oh god! Oh god! And, in the middle of the road, I see the old bear. Well, half of him. His top half lays lifeless on the ground, and a long trail of blood and entrails leads to his legs several feet away. And standing above the mess is his son. Damn. Ransom looks down at his father, and his expression looks pained, but indifferent. I start to walk towards them. Until Mr. Wilkes gets up. Is it his dose? His top half suddenly starts flowing up. The top half of the old bear strains himself up as if nothing happened, but his body remains lifeless on the road. The bear then notices his son looking at him. Damn. Oh gosh, just like Route 19 where they sustain the injuries for their ghost form after they die. Jesus Christ. Ransom? Is it really you? Mr. Wilkes looks at his son with wonder, but it quickly turns to fear when he sees the younger bear's gunshot wound and hook hand. Oh, Ransom, what happened to you? He tries to float towards his son, but Ransom takes a step back as he does so. The old bear immediately stops and stays there, surprised by Ransom's evasiveness. Ransom, could you at least give your old man a hug? He tries to move towards Ransom again, but the younger bear steps back again. Son, come here, please. He puts on a stern tone, but his son just looks away. Could you at least tell me what happened? Why do you care? Shit. Well, he was really dismissive at the beginning. The old bear is surprised by his son's response and sharp tone. Because you're my son? I was so worried about you. Oh yeah? And did you even try to find me? Did he, Ryan? Did he even make an attempt to look for me? Did he show any concern for me? The bears look toward me. I feel weird being put on the spot in this family argument. But I decided to drop the cold, hard truth by simply shaking my head. Ransom scoffs. Didn't think so. I was told the police would handle the... Ransom, why are you like this? I could ask you the same thing. Oh, don't talk that way to your father. It's not fair to me. Oh, you want to talk to me about not fair? Where were you when my mom died? At this point, Ransom is yelling, and I can only stand there and watch them argue. What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Drowning yourself in alcohol, rotting on the couch watching TV all day, not even talking to me. Even hit me a few times because I dared tell you to get off your ass. I was heartbroken by my wife's death. So was I! It fucking broke me. It hurt me so fucking much. And I came to you for help and you just turned me away. Even when she was still alive, you were barely there. Of course you were in Iraq fighting that stupid war. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't have been able to go to college. And well, guess what happened after she died? Ransom, stop this. Yeah, you just stopped caring. Came home, quit your job, and just wasted away on the couch. So I became the breadwinner of the house. I had to go to work and make money. I had to clean the house and cook. I basically replaced my mom for you. And what do I get in return? The old bear gives up and looks at his son in shame. I see it glisten in Ransom's eyes. Holy shit. Come on, Ryan, let's go. I feel Patrick next to me, tapping my shoulder. Ryan? Just 1 minute. Patrick looks at the bear's mutilated corpse, apparently not aware of the argument happening in front of him. Remember what we would do every Christmas? We would make cookies and watch a movie. And after she died, I had to make the cookies myself. I had to set up the tree myself. He would just be on the couch, watching football. No more holiday wishes. No more presents. No more happy family moments. I had to celebrate alone. There's so much venom in Ransom's words. I'm surprised he's not a snake. He stops again, making his disdain very clear. Yeah, your wife's death hurt you? Yeah, it hurt me too. But it seems you didn't think about that. You just forgot about me. Mr. Wills looks down at the road, ashamed. Man, I knew Ransom had it rough, but I didn't think it would have affected him this much. I just want to hug him right now. Ransom, I'm sorry for not being there. Please forgive me. Ransom looks away from his father for a bit before stopping once more. You know what? Fuck off, Dad. I never want to see you again. And then, without hesitation, Ransom storms away from his dad. Ransom? Ransom joins us, and I give him a look silently asking, "Are you okay?" I'm fine. He looks angry and depressed. I give him another look. I'm fine. Let's go. And then he walks back over to the bar. I give a heavy sigh and address Patrick. Okay, sorry. Let's go. Are you okay? After witnessing that whole thing and learning just what Ransom went through, it pains me to see him like this. Yeah, I'm fine. I approach Ransom again, and he addresses me, a collected look on his face. Let's shortcut through here. The church is just beyond the bar. And then the ghostly bear enters the bar. I echo the statement to Patrick so he knows what's happening. As we walk by the car, I glance at Walter, who's still holding his leg in the back seat. We follow the bear into the dark bar. Well, Walter, bye! It's oddly quiet in here. No music booms throughout the hall, no chatter of lively patrons, not even the sounds of a game on TV. It's not even that late. I'm sure most bars are still open by now, right? Wait. I'll stop at my tracks when Ransom holds his hand up. Patrick also stops, though not without giving me a confused look. What is it? Something's off. Ransom inches towards the door heading to the bar's dining room. I also tiptoe towards the door until I see a sliver of the dining room. But from that sliver I see some kind of blue flashing. Ransom peeks his head around the door. It immediately backs away from it. The TVs! They're showing the hypnotizing image. I tense up and back away from the door myself. Patrick just looks even more confused. Ryan, talk to me. What's happening? It's the image. We need to get through here. Whatever you do, do not look at the TVs. I creep closer towards the door. I keep my head down and raise my arm to block my view above me. And then I peer around the door. Damn. The bar is full. But everyone is looking at the TVs. Oh, there's people in here. They're not moving. They're entranced by the flashing screens. I'm almost tempted to lower my arm and look at the TV itself to see just what this image is. Hey, don't look at the TVs! I tried to call out to the patrons, but they don't respond. Look away! You're going to have to do something about that. I looked around the bar, trying to avoid glancing at the multiple TVs lined up around 3 of its walls. The bar is decorated with sports memorabilia. Among them are football helmets, posters, signed jerseys, and baseball bats. Baseball bat. I steel myself, getting ready to do something stupid. Fuck. And then I emerge from the hall, and I make a beeline towards the first bat I see. Ryan? It takes several tries, but I manage to pry the bat off its display on the wall. I find the nearest TV and... Ryan? Don't look at the TVs! Everyone look away! It's hard to smash a TV above me while also keeping my head down. I back away as soon as I feel a piece of glass falling on me. And then I move on to the next one and repeat the process. I navigate the room using the flashes on the walls. None of the patrons move as I break every TV I can find. They're just shells of themselves. Patrick cowers in the hall, and Ransom looks at me with admiration. Are spirits immune to the image? Soon, I don't see any more flashes in the room. Still clutching the bat, I back away toward the hall and look up at my handiwork. Damn, nice work. No! Fuck. Oh, that was creepy. Oh dear. But then, the patrons finally move. Their heads all snap towards me. And I can see the wild look in their eyes. Oh shit. This way! Ransom bolts through the bar towards the front door. One of the patrons roar, and then they start running towards us. Come on! I grab Patrick's wrist and sprint towards Ransom. Patrick is initially thrown off balance, but he starts running when he sees the wild patrons charging at us. Holy shit! Holy shit! At first we just evade the wild animals. I would use the bat, but if I were to stop now, I would be ambushed immediately. I don't even want to know what would happen if Patrick and I were swarmed by feral animals. I spot Ransom outside the front door, frantically beckoning us towards him. A cougar leaps off the table. I duck to avoid it, and his claws just barely graze the top of my head. Patrick and I dive out the front door. There's a church! And there's a steeple! We dash across the street towards the dark church. The sound of shattered glass crashed through the night, accompanied by a cacophony of sounds I've never heard a person make. I hope we lose them in the forest. Soon we break the tree line, and we sprint deep into the forest. My body is aching already. I already feel like I'm going to collapse. But if I do, who knows what will happen? A chorus of pitter-patters and wild screams roars behind us. Ryan, do you even know where to go? Yeah, I got this. Just keep running! In truth, I would have gotten lost in seconds, but Ransom sprints ahead of us, but not too far that I lose him, so I just follow his lead. It feels like we've been running forever. My fur is damp with sweat, and my face gets assaulted by a chilly wind. The ride behind us becomes quieter. It seems like some of the animals have lost us, but the running footsteps continue to pound in my ears. Finally, we reach the clearing with the tower. Without any hesitation, we sprint towards the structure and climb it. My body is already tired, but the climb up the rotten stairs makes me feel like I'm going to die. Soon there's nothing but fog surrounding us. We reach the top. I don't stop. I immediately run out to the balcony and look for the ruins. I don't hear anything on the stairs. I think we're safe up here. I have to strain my eyes to see it, but I somehow managed to spot the structure jutting out from the tree line. There! Okay, now we just have to... Oh no. What was that? A loud pop shakes the tower. Are they breaking the tower? Are we gonna fall? I run down the stairs, and I try to look down to see what's happening on the ground. Oh dear. It's hard to see, but there's a bowl on the ground. They walk away from the tower for a bit before charging back towards it. The impact sends a shockwave throughout the tower. Oh shit. I sprint back to the top. What's happening? This tower's going down! In the cupboard! Get down! I follow Ransom's order without hesitation. Patrick follows my lead, and we cramp ourselves in the tiny cupboard. Another crack. The tower lurches backward. At first, Patrick and I slide against one wall of the cupboard, and then the world turns sideways. I hug my boyfriend as we fly through the air. Ah! Well then. A rigging pounds my ears. I am drifting through space. The world is spinning around me in every direction. Where am I? What day is it? Ryan! There's a distant voice. Ryan. Is that my name? My left arm. It feels like it's on fire. Ryan, get up! Oh god. It's throbbing now. Something wet runs down my hands. Lisa. Ah! Oh, that was Lisa. My eyes snap open and I see a bear above me. I breathe as if I'm emerging from underwater. Ryan, thank God. Are you okay? What? I crawl out of the cupboard, which is now suspended in the air. I fall to the ground. The impact against broken wood, steel, and hard dirt sends another shockwave throughout my body, and I'm surprised I don't break anything from the fall. A sharp pain stings my left arm. Ah! I look at my arm, and even in the dark, I can see the sleeve soaked with some dark substance. My bicep throbs again, and I realize I'm bleeding. But what? I look back at the cupboard. Tree trunks stab through the destroyed cabin. Where's Patrick? Wait. Patrick? It doesn't take me long to spot the lion lying on the ground. Patrick! I scribble over to him and shake him. But he doesn't move. No, he's not dying. I turn him over on his back, and I dare look at his face. Oh! A deep gash cuts through the top of his head, sending a river of blood running down his face. Pat! I shake him again, harder. Pat, please, get up! Finally, the lion weakly opens his eyes. He breathes, but is hoarse and weak. Pat, are you okay? Can you get up? The lion just barely lets out an exhale. He needs help. Go. The word is barely audible, and yet it stabs me in the heart. Ryan, we need to go now. Panic rises in my chest. What? No, I'm sorry, but he's too weak. We're going to have to leave him. No, please! I can't just... Ryan! The bear yells and immediately draws back. He looks at me with a pained, apologetic expression on his face. I'm sorry, but we have to keep going. We'll get him help, I promise. I look back at the bleeding lion. My boyfriend. Go. I hesitate. The cut looks horrible. He needs help now. But I won't be able to get service out here. I don't want to do this. I lean down and kiss Patrick's muzzle. I love you, Pat. I'll be back. Something slithers outside. A hiss and pierces my ears. Wait, no. Another hiss, this time above me. What the hell is that? Just when I'm about to look up, something falls into the cabin. It's a snake! It hits the ground limply, like a rag doll. And it raises its head, faces me, and hisses again. A rattlesnake. No. It slithers towards me and Patrick. Its arms and legs are simply dragged along as it moves. That's a person, and the way they're just slithering like that, it's enough to paralyze me. We're already in a precarious position because of the windows beneath me, but now? Ryan? Patrick can't do anything. Neither can Ransom. I have to. The snake raises its head, and it shows off its venomous dagger-like fangs. Ryan! My body moves on its own. I charge forward and tackle the wild snake. I grab it by the neck, and we fall out of the tower. It's surprisingly high and the impact hurts, but I keep my grip firm. The snake writhes around under my hold. I shove its head to the ground, and it hisses in aggressive protest. I need to keep going, but if I let go of the snake, it's going to bite me. Wait, the snake was hypnotized. So was Walter, and Patrick somehow got him out of it. How did he... His eye! Praying that my theory is correct, I bare my mangled claw and poke the serpent in the eyes. Ah! What the hell?! Almost immediately after, the snake storms again, but not in an untamed way. Ow! Get off me! In fact, they're talking. I let go of them, and they immediately scramble away from me, their limbs moving again. What the hell was that? Where am I? Sorry, Wait, perhaps they can help. Which way was town again? Okay, look, you're at a forest watchtower. The town is that way. Now listen, there's an injured lion up there, and he needs help immediately. You think you can jam it down into a hospital? Hey, slow down, kid. What is happening? Look, I know this is weird, but I need you to not ask questions and just help him, okay? You don't look so good. Also, what are you going to do? There's something I need to do. Help him, please. Without another word, I estimate the direction of the ruins and run in that direction. What? Hey! Ransom jumps, or floats, down and joins me, making sure I'm going in the right direction. When we are a good enough distance from the tower, I turn around to look at it. The cabin is suspended in the trees, speared by the twisted trunks. At the base, I can see the bull leaning against one of the main support beams, their head caved in. Ransom and I waste no time. It takes me a minute to regain my footing, but soon I'm sprinting through the forest again. Well, that happened. Jesus Christ. Okay, so the trick is to poke them in the eye? Or let's stab him in the eye to get him out of the trance? Fuck, that means there was a way to get Ransom out of that trance. Shit! That makes it even more depressing. It's so dark and cold. My body is exhausted. But I force myself to keep going. Nothing is chasing us right now, so Ransom and I take a welcome break and walk. The forest is vast. I see nothing but trees in every direction. My body just wants to give up and rest. It feels like we've been walking for hours when Ransom speaks up. There it is. I perk up at his words. He points ahead of us, and I see something that stands out from the forest. The cave! A stone archway. Even though this hotel burnt down in the 1930s, it feels like I'm stumbling upon some kind of ancient treasure. I can only imagine how grand this thing was when it was still standing. The entrance is menacing, and beyond I see nothing but dark. Wow. Here we go. Ransom approaches the hotel ruins, and I follow close behind. Ooh. When we head inside, the ruins suddenly become a sprawling complex. They almost feel as vast as the forest consuming them. Damn, ruins of this scale were hidden in GREYLOCK's forest? Okay, so where are the Zodiac shields? They're in the ballroom, which is right around... I follow the bear around what seems to be a hallway, and he glances from empty doorframe to empty doorframe. Here! He then heads through one particular arch, and I follow. We find ourselves in an oval-shaped space, the walls defined by arches. Good game. Damn, it's like Stonehenge in here. Yep, it looks like it, huh? The bear snickers at the remark. I never really heard him laugh often, so this is nice to hear. He walks right into the center of the ballroom. Alright, so you know where to... I don't like that. No! Oh, it's a demon! In a mere second, Ransom is on the ground, pinned down by the demon. His screams and the demon's screech pierce the cold night. Ransom?! Hello, Ryan. Shit! This bitch! I freeze when I hear that voice. Dread boils in my stomach once again when David emerges into the ellipse of arches. David? You shouldn't be out here, Ryan. These woods can be dangerous at night. I look over at Ransom. The demon looms over him with its gaping maw, and the bear tries to restrain by gripping its jaws. What is this? Oh, you're talking about that? It's nothing. Look, Ryan, I'll give you a chance. Just come with me and we can forget this ever happened. I'll even clear your name. Do we have a deal? Wait, he can see Ransom too? That dread boils into anger when I remember what David did to him. And then I remembered that I'm holding a baseball bat. Without thinking, I swing at the wolf. Ah! But David just grabs the bat, completely blocking the swing with no problem. And then he yanks the bat away from me with ease. Boy, that was a close one. David approaches me with a bat in his hand, and I can't do much but feebly back away. Come here, Ryan. Run, Ryan! What? No, Ransom, Don't worry about me, just go! My breath gets short and I freeze again. David raises the bat. Ryan! And my instant scream at me to run. Right as David swings the bat, I duck, and I sprint to the center of the ring of arches. I scan the walls around me, and sure enough, there are shields bearing the zodiac signs above each arch. Which one was Scorpio? The M. David regains his footing, and he approaches me again with fury in his eyes. Alright, I've had enough of you little shits. The pointy M. I spot the shield that matches the one in Ransom's photos, and I don't wait a moment longer. I sprint through the arch, which leads me to what looks like another hall. Where you going, Ryan? It's not gonna be worth it! David's teasing, Ransom screams, and the demon screeches echo far behind me. Soon I find myself back in the forest. Shit. The forest sprawls around me once again. My muscles once again scream at me to stop, but I keep running. It isn't long before Ransom screams become distant whispers in the wind. I have no idea where to go. I try my best to run in a straight line, but I worry that I'm just going to become lost in the woods forever. Soon I run in uphill, which only worsens my exhaustion. Ah! Did we get hit by the bat? Oh no, we got caught. My foot gets caught on a tree root, and I fall through the air before hitting the ground hard. But instead of getting up, my body just lays there. The leaves are surprisingly comfortable. The world spins around me once more. This is pretty peaceful. Nothing around me but forest. No people, no towns, no ghosts, no demons. Just me in the forest. I feel like I'm about to pass out for like the third time tonight. Jesus, has this all been one night? Perhaps that explains why I'm so tired. I just want to rest. You can't rest. There's a bitch with a baseball bat coming after you. I almost pass out just before I notice something that stands up from the sea of trees. The cave. You found the cave, dude. I see a wall of some kind. And there's an opening in that wall that peers into pitch black. It's like a cave entrance? Hold on. Is that it? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. And so I force my aching body to move once again. I get up to my feet, which proves to be a difficult task. Once I manage to get my footing stable enough, I approach the cave. There's a force coming from that void, and it's drawing me in. I reach the entrance, and I'm compelled to walk in. It doesn't take long before I'm swallowed by the void. There it is! It takes my eyes a minute to adjust to the darkness. Soon, all I can see is a tunnel ahead of me, beckoning me towards it. I can't even see the entrance. All I can do is walk forward. The cave feels like a throat as I trudge through it, even down to the way it expands and contracts as I breathe. I'm walking into a literal belly of a beast. The air is cold and stale. It's even colder than the wind outside. The cave gets tighter and colder the deeper I go. The air is choking, like I'm underwater, or like some presence is grabbing my neck and squeezing hard. And soon, the cave splits off into two. Two tunnels go into two separate voids, and on the wall nearby, I see something that stands out from the cave. A six-pointed star of some kind. I don't recognize this shape, but I feel like I've seen the symbol before. How can you forget? Where should I go? Left. Obviously. 3 caverns now. All of them look the exact same. Straight. This cavern is a bit longer. I really have no choice but to go forward. The air becomes choking, and I can feel the cavern tightening. I fear there's going to be a cave-in for a second. I feel something behind me. Oh god, no, just run, dude! It's David with the baseball bats. Someone's behind me. I can't tell who they are. I can't tell what species they are. But they stumble towards me. I should hurry. I keep moving forward. Another 4 to 3 caverns. Somebody breathes behind me. Left. 2 caverns again. Someone's breath caresses the fur on my nape. A cold blast hits me from one of the caverns. One that makes me shiver. But which one? Right. I'm trusting my instincts right now. The caves get darker, and yet I know where to go. And soon, I come across something new. The catacombs. The tunnels become more square. Shapes resembling people decorate the walls. Skeletons. This is a tomb. Presences wander here, and they absorb me as I walk through. It's odd. They're clearly interested in me, but I don't sense any hostility from them. They just watch. And yet, I still feel the animosity dig into my body as the cave threatens to swallow me into an endless void. I find myself in yet another tunnel. This one simply goes straight ahead, and I see something at the end. Perhaps this tunnel does have an end. There is a silhouette, a shadow. It's distant, and yet it feels so close. It's the witch, isn't it? And so I walk towards it. I feel my whole self being scrutinized as I walk. Not just my body, but my soul too. The earth around me squirms with every step I take towards that shadow. I can feel my lungs being derived of air the closer I get. There is a chamber at the end of the hall. The silhouette becomes clearer. The cave holds its breath, and the world stops as I enter the chamber. There she is! There's the witch bitch! Shit! We found her! I did that in one try! Damn! Go me! I trust my instincts, and it worked. A familiar figure greets me as I step into the chamber. It's too dark to make any details out, but I can see its shape. A figure suspended in the air, its head topped with horn-like protrusions. Darkness bends all around it, folding into itself. This is the figure from image 1697. This is the GREYLOCK witch. This is what Ransom found. What is this feeling? That feeling you'd get when something you thought you knew your whole life gets confirmed. Is it clarity? This is the figure that has haunted GREYLOCK for centuries. She's real. And she's been here this whole time. I can feel eyes on me. The witch's eyes. They beckon me to the figure. My body does not feel like my own as it walks towards the suspended body. Oh, I can see the eyes now. That's creepy. The cave remains placid as I stand in front of the looming figure. The figure holds a hand out, offering it to me. I look at the thin, frail hands, and for a moment I hesitate. And then, I raise my own hand and bring to the figures. It's an raven? An owl? It's an owl. We're getting her backstory? Oh shit! The sudden light is blinding, and soon I find myself in front of a wooden house. Wait, where am I? GREYLOCK Village, September 30th, 1697. Holy shit! All around me, I see streets of wooden huts. Not a single brick building to be seen. Is this GREYLOCK? Thomas? The name is not my own, and yet I turn my head to the source of the call. Why did you stop? A raccoon? Oh my god, is this Ryan's ancestors? My apologies. I thought I speak, but it is not my mouth that moves, nor my words that are spoken. Nothing, sorry. The raccoon in front of me raises a brow. Well, come on then, we don't want to be late for service. We walked through town on a dirt trail. I feel like I'm in a whole new world. I recognize the mountains around me, but not the town I'm standing in. We walk among a group of people. The men are all wearing lawn formal coats and hats. The women wearing dresses and bonnets. Everyone walks towards a single building. The biggest building I've seen in this village so far. I know what it is right away from its steeple that punches the sky. A church. The building is vast on the inside. You could probably fit several of those huts in this room. A crowd of people pour into the chapel, fill into the pews, and sit down with their hands clasped. I feel violated being in this building. I'm a stranger in a strange land. My body on autopilot separates from the raccoon woman. We sit down on separate sides of the chapel. My head is spinning in circles, but I can only watch. I try to move to no avail. I can only watch. God, I want to be in church. Jesus Christ. Where am I? Who is this person I'm in? It's Samuel Shelbourne! Oh, shit! Damn. A man walks up to the pulpit. A white wolf, his expression stern and serious. Where have I seen him before? Welcome back to the house of the Lord. We thank you for being here this holy morn. An hour and a half passes by. The wolf spends the time praying and discussing Bible passages and how it applies to life. But I barely listen to the sermon, as my mind races and fails to form any coherent thoughts. Reverend Shelbourne gives such inspiring sermons. Reverend Shelbourne? Yes, I feel closer to God just by hearing him speak. That man is truly blessed. When he speaks, you listen. It's useless to try to interact with whatever is going on, so I just listen to whatever these two are saying. I'm assuming they're married. How is the child? The woman holds her stomach and a gentle smile touches her muzzle. It is well. Whether it is a boy or a girl, I have no doubt it will grow up to become a beautiful child. The rest of the day goes by without any notable events. The villagers all go back to the church for an afternoon service, with another sermon told by the same pastor. And then the person I'm in spends the rest of the day in a field, reaping a harvest of wheat. Everything I see is so bizarre, and yet, judging by the villagers' peaceful mannerisms, this is a normal day in this village. Soon this Thomas person has to sleep, and while I would have tossed and turned, he doesn't have a problem falling asleep. Something wakes Thomas up. A rustling outside the house, but also a sweet, soft sound. Singing? His wife is still asleep next to him. He gets up, and he creeps through the house, trying not to creak the wood. The door creaks as he exits the house. The sun hasn't quite risen yet. No villagers roam the street. And yet Thomas follows the noise. It leads him over to the forest. I guess he doesn't hear forest noises much. I hear this stuff all the time. Thomas keeps his ears perked as he wanders through the woods. Being in these woods, it brings me peace. Usually I dread the forest, given how dense it is and how foggy it can get. But here? Perhaps Thomas can sense it too. The singing gets louder. Thomas keeps moving. It seems like he's staying closer. There is a small clearing in the trees, through which the sky turned gold can be seen. and in that clearing, there is a crow sitting against a tree. They are the source of the singing. It's a lovely, soothing tune, paired well with the placid forest and a content expression on the crow's face. Thomas approaches the crow. It isn't long before they notice him and stop singing. Who goes there? Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I heard you singing. Oh, did you now? Who are you? Thomas. Thomas Birder. Our ancestor! Thomas? Birder? Ah, I've heard of you. Why did you follow me? Oh, well, I heard you singing and I guess I was just curious. You have a lovely voice. Well then. I'm sorry to intrude, but I do wonder. Why are you all the way out here? Don't you know that heathens roam these woods? Well, I come out here often and I've never come across any heathens. I'm out here because I feel safe here. The woods give me peace. You feel safer out here? Safer than in town and in the house of God? Yes, this is the truth. But why? The crow sighs. I may be called a heathen for this, but I do not feel safe in that town. I do not feel safe with the man I am set to wed. But the earth and the trees, they bring me peace, especially when the leaves are as golden as the sun. Do you understand what I say, Thomas Birder? The raccoon thinks for a bit. If you do not understand, then let me ask you this. Why are you in these woods you say you fear? Thomas is thrown off guard by the question, but his reaction is more tame than I would have expected. He might have a reason. Well, I guess you made a confession, so I should as well. I confess nothing. I've been experiencing a crisis of faith. I've prayed and gone to every service, and yet I've never heard God's call. So now I wonder, is God really out there? Is he really listening to us? I hear voices in my head. I imagine a little man sitting on my shoulder, whispering into my ear. He tells me that I am not who the villagers say I am, that I could be someone more. He is satisfied when I come out into these woods. To be truthful, I do not know if I should listen to him. If I listen to him, would the people call me a heathen? Oh, I understand. I don't know how, but I do. You know, we're not so different, Thomas Birder. Perhaps something brought us together. Like God? Sure, if you want to believe it. Could I stay with you a bit longer? Sure. Thomas sits down next to the crow. The two of them look at the warm trees for several silent seconds. I never asked. What is your name? The crow's expression drops. I do not like my name. It is not one that suits me. When people call that name, I do not feel like they are calling me. Oh, well then. Is there a name you would like me to call you? The crow considers the question before looking at Thomas. In the bird's eyes I see clarity, confidence. Andre. Huh? Andre? Yes, I know it is a man's name, but it is a name I like. Huh. Andre? So Andre, I shall call you. Thank you. Thomas and Andre sit together in silence for several minutes. Soon, Thomas works up the courage to ask another question. So, what was that song you were singing? It was a song my grandfather sang to me. He is in heaven now, but I sing the song to honor him. The man I am set to wed hates it. Since it is not in the songbook, he calls it heathenness. Oh, that is horrible. My condolences. Thank you. I just want to be able to sing in the village, and I want to sing more than just the psalms at church. My grandfather said that singing was a sign of a free spirit. Your grandfather sounds like he was a wise man. Could you sing it for me? You want me to sing? Truthfully? Yes. Share your song with me. Let's be free spirits together. Thank you, Thomas. You are a good man. Andre stands up, and Thomas follows his lead. The crow then walks through the forest, singing the tune that led Thomas into the forest. There are no lyrics, but rather, the sweetness comes from the melody. Is Andre, like, a trans man in a Puritan time? Oh, shit. The bird and raccoon punctuate the song by dancing around the clearing, swaying with the trees. The sun's rays light up the clearing, and the two dance in the spotlight. This is what freedom looks like. And as I watch Thomas and Andre dance together in the golden forest, I realize something myself. I've been wanting something like this for so long. How's it gonna end? How badly is it gonna end? Thomas and Andre made their way back into town, clearly reluctant to separate. Thomas? Yes, Andre? Thank you again. Now, I have a question that might sound strange. Yes, what is it? Could you meet me again tomorrow morning in the same spot? And bring some shears and some of your clothes. Oh, Okay. Thank you. I'll see you again. Until then. And then the bird walks away, with a noticeable pep in his step. Thomas returns home, where he is greeted by his wife. Where were you, Thomas? Oh, I was walking around the village. The raccoon gives him a suspicious glance. Is that it? Well, it is a beautiful morning. I just wanted to enjoy it. Well then, just be careful. The night can be dangerous. Okay. The rest of the day goes by without much occasion. Thomas carries on with his daily work and service, though there was a noticeable excitement to seeing Andre again. In fact, I myself am excited to see him again. As per Andre's request, Thomas returns to the clearing the next morning, bringing some shears and some of his spare clothes. You came. Of course. So, what is it you want with these? So, I have a request for you that may sound odd. Could you cut my hair short? Oh, well, I've never cut a person's hair before, but I can try. Andre sits down on the forest floor, and Thomas sits right behind him. Let us see. Thomas starts by bringing the crow's hair back, so it's all flowing over his back. How short do you want it? As short as yours? Okay, The raccoon brings the shears up and, after a few seconds of guessing, brings it down to Andre's hair, around the middle of his neck. And then he starts snipping. Long strands of black hair fall to the forest floor. It's awkward for Thomas at first, but he soon gets used to it. In fact, as he cuts, I feel the warmth flowing through his body. It's a feeling I'm familiar with, but apparently is foreign to Thomas. Oh, Thomas. Okay, how's that feel? Oh, my head feels so much lighter. It feels freer. Andre runs his hands through his short hair, and he shakes his head to feel his hair in the wind. Do you like it? I love it. Thank you, Thomas. Now, about those... He points to the change of clothes on the ground beside Thomas. Oh, you want to wear these? Well, I just want to try them on. I've always wanted to try on a man's clothes. If that's okay with you, of course. Let him, Thomas. The raccoon hesitates for a bit. Well, alright. He hands the clothes over to the bird. Thank you. I'll be back. The crow then stands up and walks behind a tree. Meanwhile, Thomas looks in a different direction, allowing the bird his privacy. I can't tell exactly what he's thinking, but I can feel the conflicted feelings manifested in his body. Oh, Thomas. How do I look? Andre stands before Thomas, dressed in one of his coats. How do you feel? I feel emboldened, confident. Well, if it makes you happy, then you can keep it if you want. Oh, are you sure? Yes, it suits you well. Thank you, Thomas, for everything. Thomas? No, 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 no. This is gonna go south real quick. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Thomas jumps up to his feet at the sound of his wife's voice. Oh, no. Elizabeth? What is this, Thomas? Thomas stammers and struggles to come up with an answer. He was only helping me. Helping you with what? Impersonating a man? Thomas, is this what you were doing last morn? I just... Say something, Thomas! Elizabeth looks at Andre, and her face suddenly fills with malice. You must have enchanted my husband, placed him under a spell! Lies! We were only talking! I will not have my husband be tempted by some witch! And then the raccoon runs away, back to the town. The sense of safety that was given by this forest is shattered in an instant. Thomas and Andre can feel it too. Oh no. The duo runs back to town, trying to track the hysterical woman. They reach the town square, where they spot her running around, flailing her arms in the air. Witch! Witch! There's a witch in GREYLOCK! The screaming raccoon attracts the attention of every villager in the square. People come out of their houses at the disturbance. I feel my stomach, or Thomas's, sink when the wolf reverend steps out of his manor. Goody birder, what ails you, woman? There's a witch in GREYLOCK! She notices us entering the square, and she's right there! She points at Andre. She has tempted my husband! She has led him to sin! The crowd stirs. They murmur amongst themselves. Some gather around us, some hide in their houses. She lies! She lies, Reverend Shelbourne! Andre has done nothing wrong! What did you call the bird birder? She uses false names. She impersonates a man. I saw her in the woods with Thomas. I saw them dancing with the devil! Oh, you Abigail Williams ass bitch. I want to kill you right now. The crowd yells. Some of the villagers clamor around Elizabeth while the ones close to us back away in fear. Thomas and Andre look at each other with mutual anxiety. Enough! It is clear we have a dire situation plaguing our village. There is only one way to fix this. Everyone to the church. We shall settle this in court. That feeling I've become so used to returns, but now it chokes me right in the middle of that square. That feeling that something terrible is about to happen. The chapel is full, and the people are dead quiet. Thomas, Andre, and Elizabeth sit in the front pews, while Reverend Shelbourne towers over us on the pulpit. Andre is silent, staring at the floor with eyes that betray fear and great sorrow. Elizabeth stares at the crow, not even trying to hide the rage in her face. Let's start with you, Elizabeth Birder. You came to the square accusing the crow of witchcraft. Can you tell us what happened prior to this? Absolutely. Yesterday morn, I woke up and found that Thomas was not home. He had come home eventually, saying he was walking around the town, admiring the sunrise. But his clothes were dirty, like he was rolling in dirt. What are you? So, come this morn, I saw him exiting our home, carrying shears and a change of his clothes. He walked out into the woods, and so, curious, I followed him. And then I saw him cutting that crow's hair. And then that crow wore Thomas's clothes, a man's clothes. The crowd immediately starts murmuring. Thomas Birder, what do you say to this? Well, Thomas looks to Andre for help. The bird only gives him a side glance, a look of resignation. Just tell them the truth. It's true. I did cut Andre's hair, and I let her wear my clothes. Why did you cut her hair and wear your clothes? And why do you call her Andre? But because she asked me to! She told me she didn't like her given name! That's blasphemy, Burner. The name given to you by your parents is something you must honor. More evidence that she has bewitched my husband. She has him under spells. She controls him with the devil's power. Will you shut your mouth, woman? Burner, do not speak to your wife in that manner. She lies, Reverend. Andre never made any pact with the devil, and we never committed any sin. Quiet! The room goes silent once more. The Reverend's voice has so much power, it could command an entire chapel. I want to hear from the crow. Andre lifts his head, forcing himself to make eye contact with the menacing Reverend. Young crow, you have been accused of witchcraft. So tell us the truth. Did you make a pact with the devil? If you confess before this congregation, you can be saved by the good grace of God. I made no such pact. I love God, and I want him to save us all. Why do you wear Thomas Burner's clothes? Why did you tell him to call you Andre? Elizabeth lies. She merely acts out of jealousy because she saw me alone with Thomas. I do not harbor lustful feelings for Thomas, nor does he to me. Reverend Shelbourne, I give my life to God. I will worship as long as I— Ah! Oh, you bitch! Oh, you bitch! A small shriek steps through the air of the chapel, causing another stir in the congregation. It takes a second before I realize it's coming from Elizabeth. She flows around, backing up against the side of the pew, seemingly trying to back away from something. What ails you, woman? There is! She's a fraud, Reverend. Can't you see she's a fraud? Quiet, Burner. Talk to me, woman. What do you see? There was a crow there, flying around. He was watching me. The hysterical woman points to the high ceiling, and we all follow her finger. There's nothing there. It's the devil! The crow is bewitching me! Fraud! Fraud! You are a fraud! You accuse your wife of such an egregious sin, Burner. You have to see she pretends, Reverend. Elizabeth, stop this! Elizabeth, stop this! Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? It is so. Goody Burner is being bewitched right before us. Why do you believe her, Reverend? If anything, it's her bewitching you. Burner! He's flying down! Elizabeth launches off the pew and bolts down the chapel aisle. Goody Burner! The congregation clambers out of their seats and follows the shrieking raccoon outside. The raccoon cowers at the town square, and the villagers scribble around her. Soon, she continues her scream and tirade. I saw the crow dancing with the devil! I saw Thomas Burner dancing with the devil! Thomas Burner, what do you say about this? A rage boils inside Thomas, and he's ready to lay it all out. I say God is dead! I would too, damn. The villagers yell. They demand action. If you will not bring yourself to God, then you will face execution for witchcraft. The villagers swarm around Thomas and Andre. The villagers drag Thomas and Andre away from the square, and it can only watch as it all happens. Soon the villagers carrying Thomas stop, but the people carrying Andre keep going. Thomas! The villagers step forward and post it to the dirt, and they tie Thomas's limbs to each of them. Meanwhile, Andre is brought over to a large tree. A villager wraps a rope around the high branch, tying the other end into a noose. Wait, no! Andre! Thomas Burner, do you confess to witchcraft? A villager placed a large stone on Thomas's chest. The weight is immediately painful. Oh no, they're gonna wait. Oh no, they're gonna press him? Confess and you will be saved. I confess nothing! At the tree, the noose has already been placed around Andre's neck. The villager holds the other end of the rope. And then they pull. Andre! Oh shit! That was Ryan's... that was Ryan's sprite. Another stone is placed on Thomas's chest. It becomes hard for the raccoon to breathe. We will stay here until you confess, Burner. You can still save yourself, unlike the crow. You're all sinners! Welcome to GREYLOCK. Another stone. Bones crack. May God strike this cursed village down! He was the one who cursed the village! It wasn't him! It was... Oh my god! Thomas was the one who cursed the village. Holy shit! I'm back at the forest. It's peaceful and quiet again. And my body is my own once again. Now that I have control once again, the first thing I do is cry. I fall on my knees in the forest clearing, and I cry. Andre. I cry for Thomas. I cry for Andre. I cry for anyone else who might have been killed for something like this. And I hear another crying. It's faint, distant, but I hear it. There's someone out there who needs help. And I think I know who it is. And so I get up and I follow the sound. As I wander through the forest, the crying becomes more clear. And I hear a tune. A soothing melody. It's broken up by sorrowful hiccups, but it's there, and I'm drawn to it. The sun shines through the leaves, making them shine like stars. Against a tree, I spot a familiar figure. He's curled up, head in his arms, back twitching as he cries. Soon he notices my approach. Thomas? No, I'm Ryan Birder. The crow's face lights up as I say my name. He immediately recognizes the last name. Ryan Birder? All I can do is nod at him. Could I sit with you? Andre nods without hesitation. So I sit next to him, leaning against the tree. I take some time to find the words I want to say, and then I speak to the bird. Andre, there's something I need to tell you. He gives me his attention. I'm like you. Growing up, I felt wrong. But eventually I realized I just wasn't quite who I wanted to be. Who I was meant to be. I promise, there is nothing wrong with you. You're not a witch, or a devil, or anything. You're just a normal person. Andre smiles, his face filling with a sorrowful joy. But it drops when he asks a question. Does it get better? I think back on my own life, and the answer is not what I wanted to be. I don't know. I've always been told that it will get better. But, truth be told, I don't know if it will. We're stuck in this cycle where we take one small step forward, and then we just leap backwards several times. Even 300 years later, I don't know if we got better. It just feels like the whole world is against us. This whole world wants to silence us. The whole world wants to kill us. But in my despair, I remember the people I have in my life. The people who put their life on the line so that I could be here this very moment. Patrick. Walter. Ransom. But we keep going. We keep fighting. And we keep living. We make friends who are willing to fight for us. And you know what? That makes life worth it in the end. The crow looks at me. And then he inches closer to me. And leans his head against my shoulder. He gives a type of warmth I need to feel. And he needs to feel that warmth too. Thank you, Ryan. We look off towards the sun, which is low on the horizon. I don't know where we are, but that's okay. This is all I need right now. I like the name Andre, by the way. I can feel the crow smiling against my shoulder. It's a strong name. It suits you well. Thank you. It was my grandfather's name. Your grandfather sounds like he was a wonderful person. He was. He really, really was. Can you promise me one thing, Ryan? Yes? Promise me you'll bury me. And I wish to be buried away from GREYLOCK. I wish to be buried on a tall hill, so I can be with the forest. I promise. The sun becomes brighter. Thank you, Ryan, for everything. Jesus fucking Christ, fuck. I'm actually crying right now. that whole monologue he gave about you being just a person and you're not the devil or a witch. It's so depressing. Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. There he is. I feel myself gently lowered to the ground. When my feet meet the ground, the body falls into my arms. And so I set the frail body of Andre down to rest on the cave floor. For a moment, I just sit there, looking at the crow, realizing what I must do. Weirdly, I feel my body being filled with a new vigor, a new resolution, a new purpose. There are things I must do. Andre, I will come back for you, and I will give you the ending you deserve. I promise. I stand up, and I turn around to face the cave. It's Lisa! Someone stands in front of me. This is where you've been this whole time? No. Not just a single person. An entire crowd of figures gather around me. It's hard to see, but they all sustain some kind of injury. Some of them are stabbed. Some of them are gutted. Some of them have broken necks. They all look at me with curiosity. The person in front has a face I recognize all too well. Taylor's version, 10 minutes. It's a face I see in my dreams. Aunt Lisa? Yes, Ryan. You've been down here all this time? Yes. Down here we could do nothing but roam. We could not get out. We wandered too far into the fog and it trapped us here. So, it's not just Lisa. This is everyone who went missing in GREYLOCK. They all disappeared and died for this. But I can still do something. I can put these people to rest once and for all. I can save the people I was forced to leave behind. I can give Andre peace. Will you come with me? October 17th, 2012, GREYLOCK, Vermont. We're in the endgame now. I arrived back at GREYLOCK, the spirits following close behind. This is very Round 19-esque, with the spirits like following the protagonist. I am greeted with an empty town, not a soul to be seen. The first body I see is that of an elderly possum. She's been torn limb to limb and eviscerated, making a mess of entrails on the road. Cars, some abandoned, some crashed, litter the streets. I spot several people on the road and on lawns. All of them are dead, torn to pieces by some wild animal. I am thankful that I don't recognize any of them. Broken windows peer into pitch black voids. Doors are covered in deep claw marks. An occasional scream echoes through the air. It's the only sound I hear in this silent town. I don't know what this place is, but this is not the town I grew up in. And yet, something in me says this was bound to happen in GREYLOCK anyway. This town really is cursed. Eventually, we come across my childhood house. David took the gun I had used earlier, so I'm going to need another one. I just hope my parents are okay. And so I walk up to the front door. I lift up a large vase on the porch and grab the spare key underneath. Thankfully, I remember where it is. I unlock the door and gently push it open. No! Dread brews in my stomach once more when I see a blue flashing reflected on the walls. I can't focus on that. I creep across the living room, keeping my eyes on the stairway to the second floor. There is a growling and wet chewing coming from the living room. I try not to look at the source of the sound, as the flashing TV is right there. I don't know who's Don Farrell, but I try to tiptoe as silently as possible, right through an open space. Pain stings my chest when I realize what just might be happening. Oh fuck, one of your parents is eating the other! Finally, I reach the stairs. I practically jump up the stairs, light as a feather. The stairs are not shielded from the TV's view, so I can't look behind me. I creep into my parents' room and find the closet. I open the drawer where Dad keeps his guns and grab the first pistol I see. After making sure to fill up, I even stashing a few magazines in my bag. I creep back down the stairs. I look down and cover my eyes with my arm as I creep back through the living room. I can sense Lisa in the living room, observing whatever is happening in front of the TV. Annalise. A raccoon smells behind me. And then they scream. Without looking back, I jump out the front door, slam it shut. What I see for a split second is not my parents. I back away from the house, as if the wild raccoon inside is going to break down the door. I had already felt this sense of dread looking around this hollowed out town, but it weighs me down like an anchor when I look back at my home and remember what happened in there. Nothing will ever be the same. How did this happen? How did it come to this? This town really is cursed. I look back at the crowd of spirits. They all wait for my cue. Well, there's nothing much I could do here, so I continue our journey to our destination. Here is the church, here is... Oh no, it's not the church yet. The current is worse downtown. More devoured bodies litter the brick walkways. There is almost always someone walking in downtown GREYLOCK, but not tonight. In the dark, the pools of blood and guts pouring from the bodies blends in with the brick. It's dead quiet here, aside from an occasional crash and a bark or scream. A thick blanket of fog eclipses the sky. I can't see the moon or a single star. It's also freezing, unusually chilly for mid-October. Is it still October? I pass by a shop. Its windows are broken and some of its shelves are toppled. I see the silhouette of an animal roaming inside. It looks like a canine. I keep the gun in my hands, looking around me as I approach my destination. Somehow, the GREYLOCK sun remains untouched. Not a single scratch disturbs its brick exterior or its windows. And so without any hesitation, I head inside. Ransom has said something about a secret room at the sun where David hypnotized him. If David were to be anywhere in this hellscape of a town, it must be there. It must be where he has Ransom. Now, if I had to guess, the entrance to the secret room would be in David's office. It just sounds logical, right? The door to his office is locked, so I use the base of the gun to break the window right next to it. After making sure to clear the frame of any large shards, I climb inside. David's office is tidy. I start contrast to the chaos happening outside. Where would he hide an entrance to his secret room? Yes. Aunt Lisa? Yes, Ryan? I'm assuming you could go through walls. I can indeed. Okay, could you look around here and see if you can find any secret entrances? I sure can. The fancy raccoon looks around the room, walking through the walls, searching every corner. Several other spirits join the search. Once they get all the walls, they start peeking their heads under the floor. There's a trapdoor here. Lisa stands in the center of the room, where there is a rug under David's desk. So I roll up the rug as far as I can, since one side is held down by the desk. Sure enough, I see a square outline interrupting the hard carpet. Without hesitation, I open the trapdoor. A chilly blast bursts from the trapdoor the moment I open it. Is there a freezer down here? The only thing I see when I look at the opening is a ladder leading down to a dark void. Well, here goes nothing. I place the gun in my bag. I steel myself, step onto the ladder, and I descend. Oh god, what's gonna happen? Whew. At first, I find myself surrounded by pitch black. The air becomes stale again, and at first I wonder if this is another cave. I have no idea how long it takes me to descend the ladder, but after what feels like hours, my feet meet hard dirt. I let go of the ladder, and it takes me a second to find my footing on the uneven ground. After a minute, my eyes finally adjust to the darkness, and I'm unable to make out shapes around me. Oh! It's the old town! Shit, it was underneath the town! What the hell? What is this place? I see what looks like houses all around me. Where have I seen these before? In the darkness, I can spot a sort of shine reflecting off crystals? Ice crystals, to be exact. Everything I see is covered in these ice crystals. It's so cold here. I feel like we're going to freeze to death here. This is like if I was trapped in a snowstorm in February with nowhere to go. I need to move. The spirits climb down the ladder one by one, and Lisa stays close to me. The ladder looks as if it is descended from the night sky. I see a pathway that ever so slightly stands out from the pitch black. Without much choice, I follow it. This underworld is surprisingly vast. I would have never expected something like this to be under GREYLOCK, directly under downtown even. The buildings become more plentiful as I approach what I assume is the center of this frozen village. The straight path becomes a circle. Figures stand in the circle, paralyzed. They are all dressed in old coats and hats and dresses. Their clothes are tattered, their heads are wrinkled and almost completely furless, and yet they look peaceful. They stand upright in the town circle, silent and unflinching. And they all face a single building. The building is tall and imposing. It somehow casts its own shadow over this dark underworld. The frozen people are lined up, leading to the door, and so I head inside. It somehow gets even colder as I enter the church. The chapel is expansive, and it somehow feels bigger than the rest of the village. There's the Reverend.
Hello, friends and family, and welcome to Sunday worship.
The ice crystals coat the entire chapel. I shiver and hug myself as I walk down the aisle. More figures sit in the frozen pews, giving their full attention to a figure at the pulpit. I see movement at the front of the chapel, to the side of the pulpit. As I get closer, I see brown fur. Hope ignites in my chest as I get closer. Ransom! Oh! Damn! The demon dead number are you? Jesus Christ. Ryan? I approach the bear, but I notice that something's wrong. He's covered in blood and half his face is gone. Large chunks of flesh have been bitten off his shoulder, face, and neck. I can see the bones underneath. What did... Ryan! Hello, Ryan. I look behind me. There stands my boss, standing beside the pulpit, a shotgun slung over his shoulder. David. I take out the gun without hesitation. The wolf's shotgun is intimidating and puts my dad's Glock to shame. But I don't care. The man behind all this is here. It appears you brought a crowd. How did you get here, Ryan? Enough of this shit, David. I know everything. I know what your ancestors did to that crow. The wolf's face betrays surprise and a slight sense of wonder. So, you really found her? You mean Andre? The man your family murdered just for being himself? Oh, come now, Ryan. My ancestors were only preserving GREYLOCK's sanctity. Pfft, yeah, some holy-ass town this is. How are you hypnotizing the people? How are you making them feral? Do you know what a demon is? What does that have to do with anything? Everything, actually. Very well, then. We normally define demons as simply a malevolent supernatural being, but I find the truth to be a bit more complicated than that. You see, when a person dies, the body expels the spirit naturally. But if the spirit's will is strong enough, it can stay inside the body. Leave a spirit inside a body for long enough and they become something different. A demon. Not quite alive, not quite dead. A mistake of life and death, if you will. They can interact with both the living and the dead. Why? Hell, I don't even know. The demons behind— No! Get away from Ransom! I just have an idea of what demons are. Why do they exist? I don't know. But they certainly are fascinating beings. Just then, I noticed the demon that had tormented Ransom creeping up behind the bear. My worries are confirmed when it bites Ransom's bare shoulder and tears a piece of flesh off. Ransom! I point the gun at the demon, but David brings his own gun down. I wouldn't do that. Why are you doing this? What do demons have to do with all this? Look around you, Ryan. You see all these people here? He gestures to the vast chapel. He gestures to the mass observing us. What you're seeing is a gathering of our forefathers. These people want to keep GREYLOCK a pure, clean haven for the children of God. You know, everyone in here is similar in their heritage, except for Ransom. His family immigrated here from England in the 19th century. But do you recognize anyone in here, Ryan? I looked around the chapel. The people are almost indiscernible with their frozen furless skin and tattered clothes. But my eyes fall upon one particular person near the front. Even with the frozen skin, I am able to identify the shape of a raccoon. Elizabeth Burner. My eyes snap back to the front of the chapel, to the figure looming over the pulpit, commanding the chapel, a wolf, Reverend Shelbourne. It seems you do recognize these people. What is all this? Just the people who want to preserve GREYLOCK's sanctity, even long after death. I'm sure they'll love to meet you. David then starts climbing up the pulpit. What do you mean by that? I don't really come to them often, only when there's a serious issue going on. The wolf walks up to the Reverend's body, and he taps his shoulder. Just then, a crack bounces off the walls of the chapel. The Reverend twitches. And then, he raises his head and looks at me. Oh, that's not. Oh, that's not. Oh, that's not. His jaw snaps open, and a hoarse voice rumbles from his maw. Who comes before our congregation? His eyes meet mine, and I am frozen in place. His otherworldly gaze alone has me paralyzed. Descendant of Thomas Burner. I have heard of you. It appears you have the same illness that plagued that poor crow. Oh, hell no. I try to speak, but my jaw is frozen. Worry not. Oh, it's Elizabeth. Oh, no. You have come to our church. Your family is here. We shall help you. The body of Elizabeth Burner stands up and stumbles towards me. She bristles my cheek with a finger, and I shiver when her dry, icy skin gets stuck on my standing fur. More cracks sound throughout the chapel. More bodies move. More demons awake. The entire chapel reanimates, and the congregation looks at me. I cannot save Thomas, but I can save you! My feet remain stuck to the floor. Are you ready to bring yourself back to God? The corpses move toward me. Ryan! Ransom tries to get up, but he's pinned down by the scorched demon. I need to move. I need to move. I'm holding a gun. Why aren't you using it? Elizabeth looms in front of me, and that freezing feeling keeping me in place gets replaced with a boiling rage. My arm moves by itself, and I swear I hear cracking as I raise it. The shots are loud, and they make my ears ring. But I shoot the demon in front of me several times. The demon recoils from the shots, and the bullets put holes through its clothing. The demon falls to the ground, and the congregation stops in their tracks. But I'm not done with it yet. I looked forward, and I snarl as I raise the gun. And I smash the base of the gun against the demon's face. And I do it again. My eyes burn. I don't even feel cold as I swing the gun down. The edges of my vision darken, and I can only focus on Elizabeth as I let out my rage. A rage that feels like it's been building up for years. This is for Thomas. This is for Andre. This is for anyone else you've killed. Fuck you! The demonic Elizabeth goes limp, and she lies unmoving on the ground. I get up, and I take heavy breaths to regain myself. Fuck you. The congregation watches. They stare at me and Elizabeth's corpse in a shocked silence. He's a murderer! He's a devil! Kill that witch! Huh? David's voice booms from the pulpit. Oh shit. Ryan! Lisa saved us? I'm thrown to the ground as a deafening boom rings through the still air. My body hits the sides of the pews. That impact combined with the shockwave from the gunfire makes my body ache. My ears ring, and the flash lingers in my vision. And then become aware of David's shotgun, and I force to crawl under the pew. Soon my hearing finally comes to, and I hear screaming. Otherworldly screaming I have never heard before. Oh, that's not good. Something hits the pew above me. It's a heavy impact, like someone was thrown against it. I peek out from under the bench. Bodies hit bodies. People are thrown. People pin others down and eat away at their flesh, both frozen and incorporeal. This is what chaos looks like. Lisa is laying down in front of me. Her perpetual smile widens, and she holds a finger in front of her mouth. Shh! And then she slithers away backwards, retreating to the shadows. Where did you go, you little shit stain? I need to move. I can't just lay here. I'm about to emerge from the pew when I realize I'm not holding the gun. No! Shit, where is it? I look around me, trying to spot the pistol amidst the chaos. I eventually spot it, under a bench, out of the way of the chaos. So I crawl towards it. Ryan! Even against the screaming, David's taunted voice pounds against my eardrums. Wood explodes above me, sending splinters everywhere. I shield my head from falling wood shards before continuing to crawl forward. The pistol is still in sight. Another body hits the bench above me, and it falls to the ground right in front of me. It's one of those frozen demons. Its head snaps to face me. Shit! The demon's limbs snap and bend in unnatural angles as it crawls towards me. I crawl backwards, trying to get away from the demon's snapping jaws. It isn't long before I feel exposed. That's when I realize I'm no longer under a pew. I scramble to my feet, and the demon's claw bursts an ankle as I run around the side of the chapel. Ah, there you are! I throw myself to the ground when I hear David's voice. There's another explosion of wood right above me, and the shockwave almost makes me go limp. I force myself up to my feet again, and I spot the pistol among the benches. I pick it up, and the first thing I do is point it at the pulpit. But the wolf isn't there. I look around to try to find the wolf in the chaos. Where? Left, Ryan! Ah! My hands explode. The gun flies out of my grip. I can only watch as red bursts from my hands, and the pain. I thought the cuts from Ransom's hook was painful, but this blinding, searing pain burns my entire body. I force myself to look at the damage. No! It looks like my hands have been split apart, ripped open. Several of my fingers bend in unnatural angles. Some dangle from stumps. Others are gone completely. I don't even recognize my own hands anymore. Ryan! Oh shit. He shot the demon. In one blurry second, Ransom throws the demon off him, right in front of David's shotgun. The demon explodes, sending some kind of dark substance flying through the chapel. Dad? Ransom, finally free, stands up and rushes towards me. Ryan! A freezing hand grips my neck. I'm dragged backwards until my body slams into the hard wall. The demon reverend's eyes bore into my soul, and his jaws look ready to devour me. You have caused enough chaos. You have done enough sin. But worry not. I will save you with the power of God. His grip tightens around my neck. My breaths are cut short. Behind the wolf, more carnage paints the chapel. Bodies of both spirits and demons lay limp on the floor. Blood paints the floor and the pews. The few remaining tear each other apart. Are you ready to meet God? No, not really. No, Ryan! Ransom throws himself at the demon. He slashes the Reverend wildly with his hook hand. The Reverend squirms as the bear slashes, but the grip on my neck remains tight. Ransom roars, and his jaws clamp down on the demonic wolf's crooked neck. He chews on the frozen skin, Several of his teeth snap off his exposed skull as he does so, including one of his canines. The wolf tries to throw the bear off him, but when Ransom tears deep enough, he tightens his jaws, and he ain't away. Oh shit! Ransom tears a chunk of frozen flesh off the Reverend's neck. Rivers of blood squirt from the hole in the wolf's neck. That blood mixes with Ransom's own in the bear's mouth. The Reverend stumbles, but he manages to throw me. Ow. My body flies through the air before it slams into a bench. A sharp pain shoots from my back and runs through my entire body. I fall to the ground. I try to get up, but I just can't. I try to push myself up, but the blinding pain from my hands brings me back to the ground. I try to crawl away. Same thing. All I can do is curl up on the floor. I can feel my body giving up. David, drag them to hell! The demonic reverend falls to the floor, no longer moving. Ryan! Ransom sprints towards me. I see him starting to panic again. No, 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 Ryan! I need you to get up! Please! I can only groan in response. But I fight through the pain. I force myself onto my hands, despite them screaming at me. I sit up and rest against the side of a pew. Oh my god, Ryan! Can you hear me? Can you see me? I try to reassure him with just nods. Looks like it's just us now, huh? Oh yes, when I look around the chapel, I see that we're the only ones left. David stands in the central aisle, pointing the gun at me. His face contorts with fury, and his words come out snarling. I hope you're happy. You've done fucked everything up. Honestly, killing you won't be enough. It's over, David! What are you going to do now? You'll see. Oh shit! Fucking bitch. One more gunshot booms through the air. David's head explodes into red ribbons, and his body violently lurches backwards. He hits the ground, in the middle of a large pool of blood. He doesn't move anymore. Jesus Christ. There's an odd calm in the chapel. No more screams. No more explosions. Is it over? David's body twitches. Ransom throws himself in front of me, holding his arm up to shield me. Oh, it's his ghost that attacked us now. David snarls, and his body contorts as he gets up. Oh no, he's gonna become a demon! The top of his head splits up into several flaps that droop down, almost like a jester's hat. The newly demonic wolf stumbles towards me. Ryan! A cackle rings through the chapel, but it's not David. Lisa emerges from the shadows, and she tackles the wolf. They fall into the pool of blood, and the floor splits open. Oh shit! A hole opens up in the ground, and David and Lisa fall into it. From that hole, a blinding light illuminates the entire chapel, and yet it fills it with an oppressive darkness at the same time. The bodies of the demons and spirits are dragged into the hole. I am frozen, and I can only stare at the portal as my body becomes ice. But as I look at the glow, something inside me thrashes. It begs me to let it out. Oh god. Oh no, he's being— oh no! I feel myself losing control, but my body remains frozen. Ew, what the hell? Someone crawls out of the hole. The top of their head is split open, revealing a flower of skull shards, eyes, and brain matter. The Jester. A brown bear approaches the Jester, looking down on it. I will be back! I will come back for you and I will make you suffer! I will make your life a living hell, and when you die, it will be me who drags you to hell! Ew. Ransom! Oh, hey, Ransom! The bear scowls, and he raises a foot. And he brings the foot down right on the Jester's split head. He kicks and kicks until the Jester loses his grip on the rotten planks. The jester shrieks as he falls into the icy pit, and the bear scowls as the hole grows smaller. Soon, darkness consumes the chapel once again. My wits come back to me, and I shake my head to fight off the primal urges. My body unthaws, I can move again. In fact, a warm draft washes over me. Ransom stands in the center of the aisle, looking down on the now dry pool of blood. He spits his disdain on the floor. Fuck you. He turns around to face me. His expression drops when he sees me, a smile stretching across his remaining cheek. And he laughs. It's a sad laugh, but also one of relief and joy. And you know what? I myself start to laugh too. For the first time since Ransom disappeared, maybe even in years, I feel safe. I found him. The place is dark. Crumble! The chapel rumbles. The earth shakes. A loud snap breaks that momentary illusion of safety. Another snap. Dirt falls from the ceiling, and the chapel itself folds inward. Run! My body shoots up to its feet. I ignore the horrific pain as I sprint. Soon we break the threshold of this hellish chapel. I spread through the underground GREYLOCK. I almost tripped multiple times because of the already uneven ground and the trembling earth. No more figures populate this hell. They're all gone. This is a ghost town now. A large chunk of earth falls from the icy firmament, and almost knocks me to the ground. Soon the ladder to the surface is in sight. I grab the prawns, not thinking about my mangled hands. That searing pain returns. It shoots from my hands and shocks my entire body. Ryan! Fuck! I don't know if... No, listen, I know it hurts, but listen to me. You gotta get back up there. Please! I grab the ladder again. My hands scream at me, but I force myself up. My entire body aches. It wants to give up right here, right now. But I can't. I have to keep going. And so I keep climbing. The ladder snaps, and my life flashes before my eyes as I dangle. Ah! Go, Ryan, go! Without much thought, I stumble to grab the prawn above me. Once I get a good grip, I keep climbing. It feels like forever, but I finally reach the top. Ransom follows close behind, and we're back in David's office. Go! 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 Without another thought, I sprint out of the sun. It's daytime already? The ground rumbles as I make my way outside. The brick cracks, and the buildings themselves shift. My body continues to tell me to stop, but I don't listen. I just keep running. I run away from downtown as the earth rumbles. I almost trip when the road cracks beneath me. I can feel the earth itself caving in behind me. A cacophony of noises disrupts the peaceful image this town otherwise brings. Glass shatters. Bricks crash. Car lamps go off. People scream. I run past several mutilated cadavers as I run, but I can't focus on them. Soon I'm out of downtown. I chance a glance behind me, and sure enough, Ransom is still behind me, telling me to keep going. Soon downtown is far behind me, but I keep going. I run until I can't hear or feel the crashing anymore. I feel the energy leaving me. That's when I finally stop. I dare to look behind me. The GREYLOCK I once knew is gone. I can't see the church anymore. I can't see the rows of brick buildings that make up downtown anymore. Ryan, are you okay? Ransom stands in front of me, but he and his voice are distant. Everything becomes distant. Perhaps now, I can finally rest. I drift away into a common allure of sleep. But we're supposed to go back to Andre. We're supposed to go back to Andre. We're supposed to go back to Barry's body. October 18th. Oh, it is that day technically. Oh shit, we're in the hospital. We survived? It feels like mere seconds have passed when my eyes finally flutter open. I'm on a soft bed, and I'm reclined upwards. The walls around me are lightly colored and barely decorated. Huh. This isn't my room. Sensation comes back to me. Oh god, my entire body hurts. My face, my back, my legs, my hands. Dear god, my hands. I turn my head down and look at my hands. Both of them are in casts. Bandages wrapped around the fingers that were completely lost. My heart drops when I look at the destroyed hands. How am I going to do, well, anything? Well, I guess I still have a few fingers. I'm going to have to adapt. I already know it's going to feel weird doing tasks that were once effortless, like typing. Will I even be able to hold a pencil again? Someone moves beside me. You're still here! A brown bear with half a face and a hook hand stands beside the bed. Hey Ryan, you're up. Oh, I recognize this person. Hey Ransom. How are you feeling? I don't know actually. Everything hurts. Yeah, I mean, you did kind of go through a lot. You lost a lot of blood. That's pretty funny coming from him. It's good that Retriever found you when she did. Oh yeah, what happened after you passed out? Well, the hysteria and the sinkhole sent the entire town into a panic. Oh, also, the people who were hypnotized are back to normal now. Oh yeah? How? I don't know, to be honest. Maybe it's because David died? Maybe it's because of what happened at that chapel? I would probably go mad just from coming up with theories, but hey, it's over now. It's over now. Wait. No! What? What is it? Andre. I promised I'd bury him. But with these hands. Oh. I'm so sorry about that. Well, we can wait until you're healed enough. No, I need to go back to him now. Huh? Ryan, you can't. You just barely woke up. You need to stay here and rest. How long was I out? Well, it's around midnight now. It's October 18th. Huh? What happened on the 17th? You slept the entire day. Huh? An entire day? I can't. I need to. Ryan, please. You need to rest. We can bury that body when you're healed. No, Ransom, he's been stuck down there for over 300 years. I don't want him to wait any longer. I notice the IV needle in my arm, and the sensors over my heart. Look, I'm sorry about that, okay? But I'm afraid you have no choice but to wait. I ignored the bear. Instead, I tear at the tape keeping the IV in. God, it hurts just to flex my remaining fingers. What are you doing? What does it look like? Ryan, you're hurt. You lost a lot of blood, and you slept for 18 hours. This will only hurt you more. I'm just gonna go fulfill my promise. It should take me long. I'll be right back. I hesitate before pulling the IV needle out of my arm. God, you are so stubborn. I know. I pull the cords off my chest, and my heart monitor responds by flatlining. Now free, I force my legs to move. I slid them over to the side of the bed and stand up. At first I stumble, and I have to grip the side of the bed for balance. Yeah, see? This is why you still need rest. Like I said, I'm just going to do this, and then I'll come back here. After a few silent seconds, the bear finally relents, letting out a heavy sigh. Fine, just go. He sits down in a chair and holds his head in his remaining hand. I look at him in a brief moment of regret, but I force myself to exit the room. I don't run into any doctors on the way out. Didn't Andre's body prove to be difficult? Carrying his body alongside a shovel I took from an empty store is already hard, but with destroyed hands. And here I am, climbing the tallest, steepest hill in GREYLOCK. Still, I push through it. It feels like hours have passed when I finally reach the top. This hill is the tallest in the area, and the clearing at the top makes for gorgeous views of the forest in town. This would be the perfect burial spot. My body is grateful for the immediate relief when I set Andre's frail body down. But I don't stop to rest. I start digging. Trying to hold the shovel with my hands in a cast is already arduous, but a stinging pain shoots up my arms every time I step the dirt, sink the shovel in, and lift up a large clump of dirt. The whole time my body begs me to stop, to rest, but I don't listen. Ransom was right. I really am stubborn, but I don't care. I just keep digging. And after countless hours, I have a hole in the ground that's deep and long enough. So I picked up Andre's body and, as gently as I can, lower him into the grave. To make sure he's facing the forest, away from the town. It's hard with the broken hands, but I managed to get him down. I jumped down into the grave so I can adjust his body. So he's now peacefully lying on his back, arms resting on his chest. My body yells at me when I climb out of the grave. I look down at him in silence for several minutes. Finally, I'm ready to breathe in peace. And so, I picked up the shovel again, and I bring the dirt I had dug up back down. It proves to be easier than the digging, but it's still an exhausting task. Slowly but surely, the dirt covers up Andre's body, returning him to the earth. Soon the grave is finally filled. I kneel down in front of the grave, and I stay there for several minutes, paying my respects to Andre. Andre, I'll come back. I'll visit you. I promise. He fulfilled his promise. The sun has started to rise by the time I get back to the hospital. On the way, I see people stepping out of their homes, looking around with confusion and fear. Everyone goes over to the sinkhole that destroyed downtown, looking in awe and grief over what remains of the historic district. I don't run into any more hypnotized ferals. The hospital halls are surprisingly empty when I get back. I assume the doctors must be out and about trying to help people. Ryan? Walter's voice calls from a room. Relieved to hear the cat's voice, I enter his room. Hey, Walter. Well, I'll be damned. I was real worried about you. What happened? Did you find the witch? Yeah, I found him. It's over now. Like, everything? Damn. We just sit there in silence for several seconds, clearly realizing just how different everything's going to be now. Downtown GREYLOCK is gone. The sun is gone. Yeah. So, I guess we're all out of a job, huh? Heh, yeah. I don't even know what we're going to do now. Yeah. Oh, by the way, your man's right across the hall. I'm sure you'll want to see him. My heart lights up at that remark. Thanks. I rather impatiently start to make my way out before Walter calls me again. Oh, hey, Ryan. Yeah? Thank you. For what? I don't know. Just felt like I needed to say it. I realize now that you've done a lot for us, and I just wanted to thank you for it. It's going to get really weird now, but we still have each other, right? Yeah. Yeah, we'll be okay. And thank you, Walter, for all you've done. Okay, I won't keep you any longer. Thanks. Aww. I exit Walter's room and enter Patrick's in a matter of seconds. I feel a weight being lifted off me when I finally see him. He's sitting on the bed, the top of his head wrapped in bandages. Ryan! I hop over to him and we hug. It's a bit awkward with my damaged hands, but I revel in his warmth. Hey, Pat. Thank God, I was so worried about you. It's okay. It's okay, I'm here now. I'm okay. Oh, it was so horrible here. People were running wild everywhere, attacking and eating other people. And now, all of downtown is gone, or so they say. It's okay. It's all over now. I promise. Patrick pulls away from the hug, and his gaze immediately goes to my hands. Ryan, what happened to you? I found him. Who? The witch? It's a long story. Well, I got time. I find a chair and I pull it up to the bedside before sitting down. So, this is going to sound completely insane. Hell, I might be institutionalized for this. But this is what happens. I take my time to explain what happened as best I can. The visions of the GREYLOCK witch trials, how I met Andre and what happened to him. Down to the confrontation underneath GREYLOCK which led to David's death, the sinkhole in my hands. And that's how we got here. Wow, that's pretty insane. I'm not even going to pretend I understand what you went through. But to think that might be over. It's over. I'm just happy you're here. And I'm happy you're okay. I love you, Ryan. I lean forward for another hug and a kiss. Happy late birthday, Ryan. Oh shit, yesterday was my birthday? Fuck. Yeah, and I do have a present for you. Did you happen to see if our complex is still up? Oh yeah, it's unharmed, thankfully. Okay. I hate to make you move around your state, but could you go get my bag and bring it here? Oh, it's no problem. I think I could do one more task. I rush over to our complex. Thankfully, it's not too far from the hospital. Patrick's bag is on the kitchen island, so I quickly retrieve it. Part of me is tempted to look inside it and look for the gift, but I won't snoop. I'm sure he wants it to be special. I make my way back to the hospital. Back in Patrick's room. I show him his bag. Okay, great. It's in one of the pockets. I follow his directions and look through the bag. I feel weird looking through another person's belongings, even if that person is my boyfriend. But it's clear he wants me to do this. Eventually, I find and take out a small box and wrapping paper. Yep, that's it! Is he gonna propose? Shit, your hands. Do you want me to unwrap it? At this point, my hands have become numb. And it's not like I lost all my fingers. I think I got it. And so I tear the wrapping paper. It's weird doing it with just a few fingers, but they dotted out both my thumbs. Otherwise I wouldn't know what I would do. Soon I had the gift completely unwrapped. I found myself holding a little box with a velvet exterior. Who's gonna propose on his birthday? I feel like I already know what it is, but I open the box. Inside sits a ring. It's not a super complicated or intricate ring, being a simple silver band with lightly faux gold edges, but it's still lovely. Ryan, I love you so much. I met you when I was in a real dark place and you just brought light into my life. The way you dedicate yourself to helping others no matter how much it might hurt you. Ryan, you are one of the strongest, bravest people I ever met, and when I'm around you, I just know everything is going to be okay. So, will you be my husband? I look between Patrick and the ring, and a million thoughts race across my mind. But all of them lead to one conclusion. Abso-fucking-lutely. We had a good laugh, and I hand the box to Patrick so he could place the ring on me. It's strange, but my remaining fingers are exposed, so he manages to slide the ring on. How did you even get this? Oh, your parents and I might have put some money together. Oh my god. The ring glides smoothly onto my finger. It fits nicely. Fuck, I love you, man. As soon as it's on, I hold the lion's face in my hands and kiss him. I'm convinced that our hearts become one in that moment. I've never felt warmer. I've never felt closer to another person. I'm going to marry this man. After several minutes of kissing and hugging, we spend some time talking. All the while, I feel that constant embrace of warmth around me. This is exactly what I wanted. This is what I needed. I'm going to marry this man. Aww. I'm back at the hill. Back to the spot where I buried Andre. There, I stick a sign into the dirt right next to his grave. Once I make sure it's deep enough, I step back and look at the message I carved into the wood. Here lies Andre, entirely beloved. Andre, I'm sorry for everything that happened to you. You didn't deserve any of that. None of us do. I hope you will rest knowing there was nothing wrong with you. And I hope you will rest knowing you are loved. I sit there looking at the grave. I even find myself humming Andre's song. Why you? Why were you cursed like this? I don't know. But he is at peace now, and that's all that matters. A cold draft crisps the hilltop, contrasted with the warmth of the sun's rays. After several minutes, I stand up and turn around. Hey, Ransom. Ransom stands before me. Oh, hey, Ransom. Hey, Ryan. Look, I'm sorry about earlier. I should have snapped at you like that. It's fine. So, how have you been? I'm okay, I guess. Everything hurts like hell, but hey, everything's over. Right? Yeah. Ransom looks down at my hand and sees the ring on my finger. Congrats! You two deserve each other. Thanks. So, what are you going to do now? Ransom looks away, clearly pained about something. Well, I guess I have to go now. There's not really much I can do anymore, so there's not really a point in me sticking around. Yeah. I don't know what awaits us after death, in normal circumstances, but I guess it's time for Ransom to move on. We all have to eventually. Yeah. So, thank you, Ryan, for, saving GREYLOCK, freeing Andre and all. Yeah. Goodbye. Ransom starts to turn around. But something feels wrong. I can't just leave him like this. Ransom, wait! Ryan, The bear turns right back around as I speak. Turns out we both need something. Sorry, you go first. Where do I? I'm sorry. Sorry for what? For killing you. Ryan. I know you said that it wasn't my fault and I was just defending myself, but I just feel so guilty every time I look at you and see that hole in your head. We don't talk often, and I just feel like that isn't fair to you. I know you went through a lot, and I wish I could have done something about it. But no, I killed you, and I just... My voice breaks and tears stain my eyes. Ransom looks at me with empathy in his remaining eye. Hey. Let me tell you something. When that demon was possessing me, I couldn't do anything. I could only watch as David made me commit atrocities. I could only watch as David and that thing did stuff to me. And I could feel it all, and fuck. I wanted to die. I wanted somebody to kill me. I wanted to kill myself just so I wouldn't feel it anymore. It was torture, plain and simple. But when you killed me, I finally felt free. I had control of myself again, even though the damage had been done. Ryan, you freed me. You saved me. Thank you. Truly. God, just hearing his voice again. Look. It's me who should be sorry. Huh? I have regrets. Very deep regrets. And it's just been clawing at me for years now. Look, Ryan. Our relationship was messy. I'm sure we both know that. Oh, we're going back there? We're going there now? Yeah, I do. I know. I broke up with you right as you were realizing yourself. Please know that it wasn't because of that. I was just in a very messy spot and I still had shit to figure out for myself. But the timing of our breakup was just horrible and it just made me feel like I was hurting you because of who you are. I'm sorry if I ever hurt you. No, never. I should have apologized back then, but hence, I should have tried to talk to you more. God, I'm such a mess. I should have just reached out to you more. I think we're all messy. I think we're all sin, bitch. Fuck this game. Ryan, please know that I always considered you a friend. At this point, I'm crying, and I even see a few tears run down Ransom's face. He approaches me, and he opens his arms. Damn. Ransom wraps his arms around me, and I even lift my own arms. I can't feel his arms or his body, and yet, I can feel his embrace. Despite feeling like a cold draft, I can feel his warmth. And so, in his ghostly embrace, I just let myself cry. Ransom lets out a few shuddering breaths himself. The only other time I heard him cry was when his mother died. And here, it's not too different. We both know this is the last time we'll ever see each other. We all have to go eventually, and now, it's Ransom's turn. And so we both cry. For the past we were too scared to take. For the people we couldn't save. For each other. I found him. I hate this game so much. I hate it. Shut the fuck up. Fuck off. Jesus Christ. Fuck this game. Fuck it all. Fuck you, Rhettoe. How dare you do this to me? Soon, I reluctantly pull away from the bear. Every hug has to end eventually. Everybody has to say goodbye eventually. Thank you, Ryan, for everything. Well, I guess it's time for me to go. Thank you, Ransom. Goodbye, Ryan. Live your life, and live it well. We smile at each other one more time. Before Ransom turns around, he walks towards the colorful, vibrant trees, into the golden forest away from town. And I just watch as he goes. Jesus fucking Christ. And just like that, he's gone. Goodbye, Ransom. I don't know how long I stayed at the top of the hill, overlooking the forest, but I stayed there a while. I have to get back to town. Ransom moved on. Andre moved on. And now it's my turn. I looked down at my finger, adorned with that ring. I have no idea what's going to happen from now on. But I'll have my soon-to-be husband by my side. And that thought alone brings me comfort. Who knows? Maybe we'll get out of this town and start new lives elsewhere. Like Omaha or something. I turn around, face the town. And I start my way back to GREYLOCK. Image 1697, Ransom Wilts and the GREYLOCK Witch, The True Story, Ryan Berger, Walter Perkins, October 30th, 2012. This month, an image known as Image 1697 terrorized the internet. It was said that whoever looked upon this image would go mad to the point of suicide unless they shared it. This did indeed lead to several suicides purportedly caused by this trend. But what is the real story? Where did Image 1697 come from? This story will provide answers for everyone. What you're about to see is the true story behind this bizarre internet trend, and the story of a man named Ransom Wilkes. Here is the real Image 1697. Worry not, for this image will not make you go mad. Spread the word. God, this visual novel, Jesus Christ. I've been playing for over 2 hours, fucking hell. And that's the game. And that's the game, everyone! That's the game! Fuck, hell. You know what? One of the reasons why I wanted to finish this off in one go, I didn't know how long it was going to be. But I figured if it was going to be long, it should overcompensate for my scheduling. Because by the time I'm recording this, I'm going to be going on a trip soon. And obviously I'm not going to be able to record anything during that trip. Those are the sources of the pictures. God damn it. Fuck hell. He's free now. He's free. The ownership rights to all assets are now original to this visual novel. Oh, wait. Emotional support cats. Oh, it's all the cats. Walter and Raymond. Oh, wait, is that Rhettoe's actual pet cats? No generative AI was used, thank God, obviously. Yes, strictly opposes any and all use of generative AI and is intended to support fellow creators. Yes, may not be used to train AI programs, please. Thank you for reading. Thank you for this story. This is a good game. This is a good visual novel. That was an experience. I'm going to put myself through hell editing all this. But, oh my god. Ugh. God, that got so sad. This was amazing. Okay, I really like this. I knew to be excited for this. I did love Route 19. Jesus Christ. Just the story of Andre and learn to like accept and love yourself. And I knew that Ransom would have to move on eventually. But goddamn. Well, that was Image 1697, and my overall thoughts is it's an amazing visual novel. I love the horror elements. I love the story. It took me to places I didn't think it was gonna take me. I just want to say, like, thank you, Rhettoe Raven, for creating such an amazing story. In such states, I just... it's... this is what being a creator means, basically. Well, I'll be back with more Dawn Chorus and some Silverstone and other visual novels that will update soon that I'll get to playing. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for clicking on this video. If you enjoyed it, you can give it a like and subscribe if you're really interested. I'll leave a link to the visual novel in the description below if you want to go play for yourself, as well as Rhettoe's Blue Sky YouTube channel if you want to go support them. And I'll also leave links to my Twitter and Blue Sky if you want to go support me on those platforms. And as always, I'll be leaving a link to the visual novel me and my good friend Xeno Red Panda made for the Furry Games Jam called When You're Mine. Please don't show your support to it. If you do enjoy it, maybe consider rating it and comment on it on itchio. We love reading those, it makes our day. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.